So I've recently seen this video by Bad History called Elon Musk Singularity. It's a pretty weird video, I have to say. Weird but interesting for sure. And yeah, if you now want to explain to me how bad Elon Musk actually is and what a terrible person he is and whatever. I've also seen this video, Why I Hate Elon Musk by Moon. Both channels, Bad History and Moon, are channels that I'm subscribed to. So I see that both, of course. And yeah, that's one thing. But in this video, I don't really want to talk about Elon Musk because I also have a split opinion about him. Especially after what has happened with Twitter during the last weeks or months, or rather weeks actually. Yeah, but as I said, I don't want to talk about Elon Musk now. I want to talk about another thing, and that is that I left a comment here. And yeah, if you want to read it, you can read it, of course. Yeah, there was just writing that this video is pretty weird overall, but also pretty interesting, and it sure is something interesting or different. So if you don't know Bad History, or you at least don't know this video, Elon Musk by Bad History, already you can have a look at it, and maybe you will know what I mean by that. But this is actually not what I wanted to talk about in this video. I wanted to talk about another thing, and that is that I got a like and a heart from Bad History. And now that on its own is maybe not that impressive, that it needs a video on its own. But it remembered me of something, and that is what I actually wanted to talk about. It reminded me of the good old times of YouTube, when you could still write personal messages to people, and it was much easier to connect with people. So I'm talking about the time, maybe about 2009, 2010, when YouTube was still another concept than it is nowadays. And back then, I used to leave a lot of comments that got a lot of likes, like hundreds or even thousands of likes. So I don't know, maybe my opinion was something maybe that many people could agree with, or maybe also I just knew how to write things, or yeah, I maybe just took some phrases from videos sometimes also. Maybe it was just fitting in the spirit of the time. I don't know that, or there may be other reasons, but I have had a lot of comments back then that got hundreds or even thousands of thumbs up, and that were often then shared and staged as first comment in the comment section. And I also had some different channels back then. And people at my school, for instance, they knew that I had this certain name and was uploading videos. And sometimes even people at school would be coming to me and say, "Hey, I've watched this video at home. And I couldn't believe what I've seen, because you've been number one in the comments." And yeah, that was pretty weird, because it was really, really big video. And I've been number one in the comments at Mystery Guitar Man, I think Smosh, and even PewDiePie. And a lot of other channels, some scientific channel, I think it was like, was it Vsauce or another one? I cannot really remember. It's like 12 years ago, so I cannot tell you all the details anymore. It's a shame I didn't take any screenshots back then that I have saved, because it would have been so much fun just to show you the screenshots right now. But yeah, like this comment here, like he gets 8,550 likes. I don't know if I ever got 8,000, but sure got a lot of some comments where I got like 1K or 2K likes and so on. And yeah, it just felt pretty different back then to be on YouTube. And I don't know, for some reason, I was often the guy who left the comment that got the most upvotes. And yeah, maybe you also remember that time when YouTube was still different. And to me, that was the time when YouTube was actually the most fun. Maybe some people would disagree, and probably people that didn't used to be around there back at that time, so people that are like 15 or 16 now, would definitely not agree and try to explain me how YouTube is much better now than it used to be in the past. But this is one thing. So this remembered me of a time when I got all these likes with all the upvotes. But also it remembered me of another thing, and that is that my channel that I'm now using is not my first channel. I think it's my 5th or 6th channel that I've ever created here on YouTube. And I also got a second channel. You can have a look at that if you want to. So let's load my channel at first. And it's not really loading. What's really slow loading? That's probably because I've got an upload in the background. I'm uploading another Dreamfall video and also rendering another Dreamfall video out here. So you can see I'm pretty productive at the moment and throwing out videos on a daily basis, basically. But what I actually wanted to show you is not what I've done on my channel lately, because if you're interested in that, you can have a look for yourself. But here's my second channel. I actually didn't want to create a new channel, but the problem was that I had forgotten my password. I haven't used this channel for like 2 or 3 years or so. And I got a new PC, and yeah, when I also had the problem that I didn't have the email account anymore that was linked to this, so I couldn't set back the password. And I just thought, yeah, well, whatever, screw it. I could maybe ask an IT professional or whatever, but I'll just make a new channel. Who cares anyways? And yeah, this is my second channel that I created, my second last channel. And as you can see, I also had some videos on here, like this is a small animation that I made. Yeah, this was for a law. Maybe you can still remember that actor. We also had demonstrations all over Europe, and yeah, that's basically just an intro that I created for that. And bam, the fist coming in and on. Okay, but I didn't want to show you all of that, and I also made some music videos. Yeah, you can have a look at that. This is actually just something that I just recreated from Zacharias Reinhardt. And yeah, actually, I recreated this, but I had some technical problems, so I just slapped my name on this boy here, basically. Yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing because it's not really my own work, but I cannot take it down anymore. But yeah, as you can see, I did some creative stuff, but also yeah, some other things. And on my other channels, I also had things like my own compositions. This is in Guitar Pro 6 here, and I also had some of my compositions playing down on Guitar Pro 6 and me playing them. But I made a lot of different stuff actually back then. I also made videos where, for instance, I was explaining physics or mathematics problems, and had some animations with it. Of course, it wasn't really a professional. It was just a teenager putting some animations down there. But looking back, they were actually not that bad, and they had certainly their unique own style to them. And yeah, so that was another thing that I've been doing back then. It's a little bit sad that I don't have it on my PC anymore, or that I don't have the video file anymore. Because as I said, it wasn't that good, or it wasn't professional anyway. But of course, it would be fun after 12 years to have a look back at these old videos and see what I've done these years ago. And I think there are probably around 60 or 70 videos that I created, but I do not own anymore or do not possess anymore, because they all got lost. I deleted them, or my hard drive sometimes got crashed and I lost some data. And so there are 70 or 80 videos in total that are gone. I also made some small After Effects animations, a little bit like this one. Like, instance, where there was one jet and he was making a looping or crashing into a building, stuff like that. Just videos like they are 3, 4 or 5 seconds, but they took me like a whole evening. And yeah, it was basically my first videos that I created with Adobe After Effects. And again, it was not professional anyway, but it was, how do I say that? It was pretty special and pretty unique, and I don't think I could recreate it anymore because it had its own unique style to it. Oh, I'm just realizing that this background is looking a bit weird when I go on my actual channel. Let's have a look at that now. The colors are actually much better. Yeah, the colors are much better. Why are the colors here much better than in the other one? It's really weird actually, because it's the same PNG. I just took the old PNG that I still had on my hard drive and uploaded that. I don't know, maybe the picture processing got better from YouTube, but we got a better algorithm or whatever. It's pretty weird. It's the same image that I've been loading up, and this one looks so much better than the other one. Yeah, okay, whatever. And yeah, this is just a thing that I wanted to mention because yeah, I cannot even quite remember all the names that I had. One channel was called Kaum Kritisch, that means barely critical. The idea behind this one was basically just to create videos where I react to other YouTubers and point out things that were not quite fitting. I only did like 3 videos on that channel, I think. And we were all in German and just criticizing some other YouTubers. And that's actually the channel that got the most hate, because some fanboys came along and told me that they were not quite approving of my opinion there. So that's one thing. And then I had 2 other channels. And the cool thing back then was we had like this design going on, where you had a background that you could design, and then you had your profile pic around here. And I actually made a background in Photoshop. And I made it so that I cut out this one section here. I made a real how do I call that? I made a real abstract background. I watched some Photoshop tutorials before that to get an inspiration, but I put it on in my own style and combined some tutorials to actually create something really completely new. And it's a shame that I don't have a background anymore, because it was pretty cool actually. And what I did was pretty cool, because I took that background, cut out that one thing here, and then where the profile pic is, and then took that as my background for my profile pic and just put in my initials and made them look a little bit cool with some texture methods. And yeah, so my profile pic basically was perfectly fitting into the background of my YouTube channel. And I thought that was pretty cool actually. And even most professional YouTubers, they didn't do that. And some people actually have seen that on my channel, and they said, "Oh, that's looking so super cool. I don't know why that isn't the standard. What you did there, that you take your profile pic and basically blend it in with the background of your channel." Yeah, that was pretty cool actually. And I'm missing that time a bit. It wasn't perfect back there, of course, but I mean, as I said again, as I already said, the way YouTube functioned back then, I think it was much better than it now is. And yeah, it really was much more fun. I also had more subscribers. I think I had like 300 subscribers back then. It was just so new back then. YouTube was really still starting. And a lot of the big YouTubers that are around today didn't exist back then, or the channels didn't exist, but YouTubers did exist, but they weren't YouTubers back then. And yeah, now it's YouTube has long been integrated into our daily lives, I think. Now it's all different. It all feels different. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a bit. Sorry, 1 second. I just had to cough a bit, and I muted the microphone for that. Yeah, I used to want to make a video about that for years now, but as I didn't have a video material that I wanted to show to you, I never really did it. But I just thought that my old channels, as they were also an important part of my life back then, and as I also made some really nice things on my old channels, I just had the feeling that they should be mentioned, that there should be one video on my channel where I'm talking about my old channels and the old time on YouTube, and also maybe to connect with some people who are thinking the same, that back then YouTube was more fun than it is now. I mean, it is still fun. Don't get me wrong there, but it was just different, and maybe I'm just old-fashioned or conservative or whatever, but for me, back then it has been more fun, and I got so many interactions with the comments, and it was so easy to meet people and also meet creative people. And the problem now is that it's mainly about watch time. And yeah, the thing with that is you can still get comments that get upvoted, and you can still interact with people, interact with artists. But back then you could also send personal messages to people. I guess they took that out because some people that had millions of subscribers, they just got flooded with mail. And of course, a normal person doesn't have the time, or any person doesn't have the time anymore to read all these comments. So they took it out at some point. But for the smaller channels, it was actually pretty nice because then you could connect with people. And I just remember that back then it was so easy to meet new people and to get new input. And yeah, I sometimes just wish they would put back in more options for us to interact with each other, to make this more of a social forum also, where you can, for instance, also send videos or photos to another person, so that it's like a combination of Facebook and YouTube. But nowadays it's sadly more about us wanting to watch as many videos as possible and to get the most view time, so they can put in the most ads and make the most money out of YouTube. That's a bit of a shame, I think, because I think that is taking away a bit of the whole experience. But yeah, it's not up to me to decide about that. I mean, it's YouTube. They're putting their rules out, their limits out, and yeah, we just decided to make it like that. But as I said, as I've seen this heart here that I got from Bad History and this thumb up, it really reminded me of that time. And it also is nice to know that the great YouTubers are still reading the comments, because back then comments were super important. And very often the big YouTubers were talking about the comment section, like, yeah, you can write this or that in the comment section. And it was really about interaction. And nowadays I sometimes get the feeling that the big YouTubers, we don't even read the comments anymore, because the community has become less interactive and also less important because of that. And it was also fun just to see that the big YouTubers, and I mean someone with almost 700,000 subscribers, I would consider that big. But the big YouTubers are still reading the comments, actually. Because not everyone got a heart. I mean, sometimes you also see by some big YouTubers, they're giving hearts, but like to everyone, and even to negative comments, which makes it quite obvious that they did not even read what they're giving a heart there. And yeah, that's also, of course, one way of dealing with it, because when you get like 300 comments every day, reading all of them, if it just takes half a minute, or maybe less, would take 1 or 2 hours or so. And yeah, that's of course time that they would have to spare from their private life or from work. And so it's close to impossible to read all of the comments. But seeing that only I got a heart here, and the other people, I don't know, maybe a second one got a heart. You can see, someone here, you know, appreciate that the video is 420 long. Okay. 420, I don't know, maybe this number has something to say. I don't know why he's referring to the duration of the video, but it's 420. Yeah, I'm just ignorant again, I guess. And here again. Yeah, okay, that much about it. I don't want to stretch this video to an incredibly long amount, or to an insanely long amount. It wasn't even that much about Bad History themselves and their video. As I said, this video is pretty crazy. You can also watch the other videos by Bad History. We are all pretty crazy after all. But also inspiring to me, because yeah, it just amazes me how people believe in themselves. Because if I had told my parents when I wanted to make a video like that, they probably would have said that it's boggerish or whatever. It's nonsense. Don't do that. It's just a waste of time. And my grandparents even more. If I told them about that, they would just have laughed or whatever. And yeah, but I think the videos that often make the least sense are the ones that are the most directly coming from our brains. And very often in society, we get pulled down and told, don't make this or that kind of video or of content or a career or whatever, because it won't be of any use. And then there are people like that who are taking the time and effort to actually make things that are weird, things that are controversial, things that are uncommon. And I really, really enjoy that, because we also have to believe in ourselves and our ideas a lot to actually pull that through. Because, as I said, there are many people pulling us down and many people going for the conservative way. And yeah, videos that are different and coming maybe even from a stoner session, I don't know. But I don't want to criticize them or put in the idea that they are stoned all the time when they are making their videos. But videos like that are really weird or kind of memorable. Also a little bit of crazy, I think. That's actually the content that I like the most on YouTube. Because I don't have to see the common again and again. I like to see the weird and crazy side of YouTube. And as I've already seen a lot of weird and crazy videos and subscribed to a lot of weird and crazy channels on YouTube, I think that's also what I'm getting at a certain point here. Yeah, because of course I get thrown at more often that I already consumed a lot of times. That's simply how the algorithm works. It's the same on Facebook. They see what I do like and what I watch, and so they throw me in more of what I want. Again, increasing watch time or time duration spent on a certain platform. That's just how the thing works. Yeah, but not much about that. And what do you think about the new YouTube? Do you like the new YouTube more than the old YouTube? And you can also argue why. And did you also have channels back then that you deleted? Like you're 30 now and you got some channels as a teenager. It would be interesting to hear about that. And yeah, if you want to, you can give me some input. That would be pretty interesting. But it just felt like I had to share the story because, for quite some time actually, I wanted to talk about my old channels, my old comments, the old time on YouTube, and never really felt like the situation had come for that, or like I should be doing that video because, as I said already, I didn't have any screenshots or so of the time anymore. It would have been really cool to make an animated video with that and show you my old channel design and so on. Sadly, it got lost. That's a little bit of a shame, I think. But now I think I've done this desire. I've done this desire. It's due, I think, because that's, as I said, already a thing that I had on my mind for a long time. Yeah. Okay. Before I repeat myself again and again, over and over, I think I will end this video here now. It would be very nice to get a thumb up from you if you like this video. More interestingly, it would. More interesting or more nice it would be to get a comment from you, what you are thinking about the whole topic. And yeah, most of my videos are in German because I'm doing games and I'm basically commenting on the games. But I'm doing a lot of different stuff, also creative stuff and animations. And yeah, if you just go on my channel back to my beginnings here on this channel, there will be a lot of animations, for instance, from when I was still at graphics school and at university and doing some little practices for university. So if you want to check out that, you can do that also. But some of these videos are even in English. And yesterday I actually even made a video that was mostly French because I was calling a friend from France. We are playing Age of Empires 2 together. So that was also interesting. Yeah, If you want to have a look at my channel, as I told you, the most videos are in German, but some are even in English. So you can do that. And yeah, this coaching is also in English because I'm talking with a guy from Belarus. He's coaching me through Age of Empires 2 to get a little bit better in economy and army composition. Yeah, if you're interested in that, you can have a look. And I think if you're from my generation, you probably know the game because Age of Empires 2 is still one of the best real-time strategy games that there is on the whole market. So yeah, you can have a look at that. Yeah, again, thank you. And not only thank you for listening, thank you for your time. And if you want to write a comment, and a special thank you for that, because that's always awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much all I said. It would be nice to see you in the future. And yeah, have a good time. Sorry. Have a good time, guys. And see you soon, I hope. Yes.